Oh, how's it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. It is just me tonight. Normally not like that. Normally on these pregame shows, this is the pregame show for the Bears' upcoming matchup against the Patriots. Normally in these pregame shows, we have all three of our hosts on and a guest. But today we are recording a day early, aka I am recording on Thursday night because I am heading to Iowa City, Iowa tomorrow on Friday. You guys won't see this video until Saturday, but I'll be in Iowa when this video is, and we normally record them on Fridays, so the other guys couldn't make it. They have school tomorrow. I'm not attending school tomorrow, so I'm recording on my own tonight. And obviously I don't have a guest. It's late at night, but I am going to be previewing the Bears versus Patriots game for you guys. I'm going to try to make this a little bit quick just because it's my own episode. You know, I like to hustle through things quickly. Yeah. So, let's just jump right into it. We got a couple segments for you guys tonight. I'm going to read them off right here on my phone. First one, most important matchup. This will be the most important matchup, just an important matchup I think that could help sway the game. We did 3 key matchups last night. That video is up now. I will leave a link to that in the description. Check that out if you haven't already. My matchup's simple. My matchup's going to be the Bears' ability to stop Tom Brady. So basically just the entire Bears defense against Tom Brady. We cannot let him throw out of a clean pocket. And this has been something that I've stressed all week. Tom Brady is not someone like an Aaron Rodgers, is not someone like a Russell Wilson, is not someone like a Cam Newton, where he can move outside the pocket and make some incredible throws on the run. He is someone who loves throwing inside a clean pocket, and to be able to force him into possibly turning the ball over. I know he's had a ton of fumbling problems. He's fumbled a lot since the Super Bowl last year. I would not leave that out of question, especially with someone like Khalil Mack clawing in there for the ball if he can get on the outside and hopefully force some pressure. So fumbling's definitely a big thing. Also, just getting sacks. The pressure has to be there this week on Brady. The defensive pass rush was not good last week for the Bears, so that's definitely something I would look to improve on. Yeah, just collapsing the pocket in general will lead him to forcing some bad throws. We have a secondary that's young. We have a secondary that's that definitely can mature and get a lot better. But we've seen some great plays from the secondary. We've seen some bad plays from the secondary. So you never know what to expect. But hopefully someone will be able to step up and hopefully pick up someone great in Brady. Intercept someone like Brady who's big. People are going to have to step up this week. Everyone's going to have to stand up if we want to win this game. So, yeah. Deciding factors. I'm going to pick a deciding factor for the Bears to win this game and a deciding factor for the Bears to lose this matchup against the Patriots. I'm going to go with lose first. I think we're going to lose this game if the offense doesn't step up. The offense has had 2 great games in a row, specifically Mitchell Trubisky. Obviously, that incredible game where he threw for 6 touchdowns against Tampa Bay. And then last week he had a 122 passer rating, 3 touchdowns, 354 passing yards, and a good bit of rushing yards against the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots have a pretty suspect defense. They got some pretty under-the-radar players who I think are pretty good in Stephon Gilmore. They got Trey Flowers. They got Dante Hightower. Still, this defense is a defense that we should be able to exploit. I've mentioned this the entire week, but guys like Taylor Gabriel and Tariq Cohen, their success in this game is going to be huge. They're going to definitely, I think, have the ability to get open and make some plays out in space this week. And just the offense's ability to thrive this week is going to be huge. So if the offense doesn't step up, we are not going to be able to keep up with Tom Brady, especially depending on how our defense plays. And then to win this game, I'm going to say the deciding factor for the Bears to win this game is the forced turnovers. I just mentioned it with collapsing the pocket on Tom Brady. The Patriots are one of the most scoring efficient teams we'll ever find, I think. If you look at their teams in the past years, they've always been able to put up a high amount of points against no matter what defense you put in front of them. This Bears defense needs to be up to the test and force turnovers. And if not force turnovers, you got to keep the Patriots off the board. You got to keep the Patriots on their side of the field. You got to keep them punting the ball. Last week they didn't have a single flag and they didn't punt the ball once. First time that's happened in NFL history. I think they've punted the least out of any team in the league this year, and if that's not true, someone could stat check that if they'd like. If that's not true, they've definitely punted a slim amount, so we're going to have to get the ball back for the offense if we want to be able to stay in this game. We're going to have to keep Tom Brady off the board. I think that's going to be huge. So, into my next segment, I've got step on up. One player on offense for the Bears, one player on defense for the Bears who needs to step up. Offense, I'm going to go simple. I'm going to go Mitchell Trubisky. I'm starting to believe in the guy. I will say I was one of his heavy critics earlier on in the season. I was not really happy with how he's playing. I'm happy with how he's faced this adversity, how he's turned around, how he's been adjusting. In that second half against Miami, he adjusted incredibly well, came out firing, and I wish they did that continuing into overtime, but they didn't end up doing that. Trubisky, this is going to be a huge game for him. He's got to keep taking his shots. He's got to keep staying confident in the pocket, and he's got to use his feet when he can, because he's had the 5th most rushing yards out of any quarterback this year, and when he's used his feet, I think he's been pretty productive. So it's just making the right decision on whether to throw the ball or not, and you got to look down the field. We can't go back to this cute play calling where we're throwing check downs and screens and stuff. So Trubisky's going to be huge. Him stepping up is going to be big time. On defense, I'm going to go with Eddie Jackson this week. Eddie Jackson was not too good against Miami. It seems like we found him on the ground a lot, getting burned on a lot of double moves and stuff. This is going to be a big week for him. New England's got some great wide receivers. They have some great wide receivers. They got Gronkowski, obviously, who's a tight end, and then they got Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan. The Bears secondary is going to have their hands full this week, and not only do our cornerbacks have to step up, but our secondary, just as an entirety, is going to have to step up as a whole this week. I've literally said this entire week. This entire team needs to step up. If the Bears want to win this game, this is going to be a big game for Eddie Jackson. Adrian Amos was decent last week, but Jackson was someone who was surprisingly bad when he had been surprisingly good, like blowing people's minds with how good he had been playing. Like on Pro Football Focus, he had the best rating out of any safety. He was on their All-Pro team and stuff. And last week he was just not good, I don't think at all. So this would be a nice bounce-back week for him, and he's going to be very important. He's going to have to be someone who would need to step up if the Bears want to win. Finally, my prediction. Oh, man, dude, I've picked the Bears in every week, and if you look at the Patriots, they're coming in off a great win against a Kansas City team. I hate to do it. I can't really pick the Bears every week, but you got to be hopeful with how this team's playing. I'm choosing the Bears in an upset win this week. If we did all of our NFL predictions, which we have been really bad on, I would definitely pick the Bears as my upset game of the week. Chicago, man, it's a tough place to come play in. I've seen Brady dominate in Chicago myself before. I was at a game in 2014 when Brady came to Chicago and absolutely killed the Bears. This team's identity is different. I expect the defense to step up. I expect Trubisky to play well. I think we will be clicking on all cylinders Sunday, hopefully, after a pretty heartbreaking loss against Miami. I am going to pick the Bears to win this game. But, that's pretty much going to do it. Normally, our podcast would probably be around 20-25 minutes. I cut it down to looks like about 8 minutes. So, yeah, you can follow us on Instagram. Not only myself, all the other co-hosts on Instagram. Our personal podcast Instagram is at Bear Down. You can find that on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find our social media pages in the description on Instagram. We all have our own fan pages. I'm going to give mine a little plug just because I'm the only one recording right now. It's at Da Shy Bears News. You can follow that on Instagram. But, if you guys think the Bears are going to win, make sure you drop a like. And if you did enjoy the podcast, please make sure to subscribe. You guys' support has been incredible lately. And we just keep grinding out for you guys. We love you guys. We love talking about the Bears. We know we are small, but the grind is still on. We are trying to grow and hopefully get to 1,000 subscribers one day. I know we're at like $120, $125 right now. But obviously the goal is to keep getting bigger and keep it going. So that'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. Bear down. I will be home on Sunday night from Iowa City, so maybe late Sunday night. You might see a post-game show out of us. If not, I wouldn't essentially expect one. Actually, I probably would expect one. We'll find a way to record it and get it up for you guys. So Sunday night, I would say, look for a post-game show after this Patriots game. That'll hopefully be me, Parth, and Jaylen recapping the entire game. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bear down, Chicago. Peace.